news segment time. The news. My favorite news topic today. You're probably not looking at it. Hello?
No, go on.
Anyways, China just powered up its artificial sun fusion reactor, which I thought was funny because it reminded me of Spider-Man 2. Oh, you have to watch Spider-Man first chance you get. It is amazing, by the way.
Is it?
Yes. What are you doing this weekend? I'll go with you.
Working. Well, not Sunday. I don't really want to go on Sunday. It's going to be like a crazy expensive day.
It's not that expensive if you pay as a senior.
Wait, how do you pay as oh, you just click the... Because you pay online, don't you?
Yep. I never pay full price.
What is senior discount?
It averages out to be $9.
But if you go on a Tuesday or Thursday, it's $5.
Yeah, but I don't want to go on a Tuesday or Thursday. I mean, I guess we could probably go next Tuesday.
Yeah, but you cut the price in half.
True.
Almost.
You know what? I might be off early next Tuesday. We might be able to pull that off. But I don't know if you want to go next Tuesday. You might be busy with work or whatever. Since you get off so late.
Yeah. Or we just wait till it comes out. I mean, what is that, like a month from now?
Well, okay. Well, I'm not going to get Eternals until February, apparently. So it won't be until, like, April.
Wait, you can't get Eternals till February?
I ordered it, and one was like, be here within 3 days. I went and looked, and it was like, February. I'm like, come again?
Really?
Yeah. So, judging by Spider-Man times, so Eternals was crap, and it wasn't in the theaters that long. Spider-Man will be in the theaters a lot longer. I'm guessing probably March, maybe even April at the worst. So, I mean, it's up to you. I just don't want to have to tiptoe around you for spoilers, because it is so good. Anyways, it just reminds me of Spider-Man 2, which you've seen Spider-Man 2, with Doc Ock's son that he makes. You remember, right?
We're talking about Far From Home?
No, Spider-Man 2, like Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Dr. Octopus?
Yes. Which is the best Spider-Man movie. Like, Far From Home's really... No Way Home's pretty good, but I still think Episode 2 is better.
I see.
We can watch it sometime. I have it on Vudu. I watch it on Vudu. Oh, it's good. It's very good. That original trilogy was just really good.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't into it as a kid, but it was really good. Anyways, so this is a tokamak, which I thought was interesting. This whole China thing, this isn't the article that I found. I found the article that I had read, but it was just a video at that point, so I don't understand how they did that. Anyways, so this thing is like, okay, I don't know. I can't really trust this article. But anyways, the one article I read said 5 times the temperature at the core of the sun. They want to build one they're going to build, so China's working with France, because France they're a big player in this, as is UK. And so they're building one that'll be finished in 2024, and they're speculating that they will be able to power the grid by the 2040s.
Power what grid? California's grid?
No, just the grid in general. It'll be in like
what?
UK or France with this fusion reactor. Which I found was interesting, because I thought tokamaks, this one's weird. It's a circular tokamak. It's spherical, I should say, which I find interesting, because I thought tokamaks, they got us pretty close, but they're not going to be the thing. I thought the laser one was going to be I thought the laser fusion reactors were going to be the way to go, but I mean, China is very impressive, so maybe they figured something else out. I mean, it's very likely that we will see laser and tokamak reactors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing's crazy though. It ran for 15 seconds and generated more power than it used. So they just got to figure out how to get it to run longer without like exploding, and build a bigger one.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem.
So like the bigger one will be finished in 2024, but it won't be able to power the grid till 2040. I'm like, it's gonna take them 20 years to figure out how to get this thing fine tuned. Like Jesus, but fair enough, whatever. 25 years, a quarter of a century. Good God, I would hope so. We'd have a fusion in a quarter of a century from now. Third of a century right now, actually. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, fusion. It's my favorite topic. It's always a fun, cool topic to discuss. Yeah. Next one, cows.
Cows?
Mooies. Look at the mooie. Anyways, so this is funny. So my dad was talking about this feed supplement. The university does all kinds of research with cattle. One of the big things they're researching all the time is methane emissions.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the cows' heads and butts in these boxes and measure the methane production. I've never seen them put the cows in the boxes, but I've seen the boxes and I've seen the cows. So
put the two together.
You could just imagine in your head. Anyways, so I don't know if this was the same one. I couldn't find that article, but so they're feeding they're feeding steers seaweed, and I'll get to feeding cows seaweed. There's an issue with that. So the seaweed thing was crazy. So we're talking 82% reduction in methane emissions.
But do the cows like it?
They do, actually. And actually, this seaweed...
And is it just as nutritious for them?
Actually, it increased rate of gain by 20%. So, like, we're looking at this thing, and we can reduce methane emissions, which is a big deal. I told you about... Yeah. Did I tell you about Australia?
No.
So, Australia, to reduce... so when it came to the climate accords this year, Australia kind of gave them all the middle finger because they're like, I can't reduce my methane emissions without going out and shooting cows. Because they don't have like big industry for like that produces methane. Their only methane production is cows. And so they literally said, we're going to have to go out and shoot cattle. Like, we don't have an option. Well, if they give them seaweed, steers, like fat steers, you can reduce the amount of time it takes to grow them and the amount of feed you need to give them, which would be crazy. 20%. 20%. That's insane. That's like giving them freaking steroids. Now, Grant, seaweed... Wait,
is this what your dad told you, or this is like an article you read?
So my dad's they're looking at a different feed supplement. But this just happens to be... I read this literally the next day after I talked to my dad about the feed supplement. And I thought they were looking into seaweed, and I called him. They weren't. He said they had already done seaweed a while ago.
Yeah. He's like, that's so last year.
Well, this is older. 2018 we're talking here. Anyways, but the University of California is what did this. And he's like, University of California, they have cattle research out there? I'm like, apparently. I mean, they do have... California does have the most dairy cattle in the entire country, so... Anyway,
pretty sure almost every state has cows.
This is dairy cattle, though. They have the most of the entire country. More than Wisconsin. Anyways, so... Yeah. But anyways, the issue with this is, though, we can't give it to... So it's great for steers, for fat cattle. We can get them to grow faster, and we can cut methane emissions. That is awesome. Because, the fact that they grow faster is also good because that reduces the amount of methane they're going to produce because they're going to be alive for less time.
Actually, does Alaska have cows?
Yeah,
Seems like they'd have a lot of snow though. Like
they have
they
cows.
just feed them hay year round.
Yep.
Is that what they do?
Yeah. Did you ever watch the show? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. There's a show where it's just all about these people that live in Alaska, and yeah, one of them's got cows. Not a lot, like one or two. Actually, no, he had an actual small herd. Actually, anyways, but the issue. So we can give it to steers, which is great. However, we can't give it to dairy cattle because for whatever reason, the dairy cattle produce less milk on seaweed.
Mm.
And actually, my dad, they were doing, when they did seaweed, they were looking at methane and something about the omega-3 fatty acids. They were looking at that to see if it changed the milk to produce more omega-3s.
Did it?
He doesn't remember.
Did it change the nutritional value of the milk?
I'm sure it probably did. I mean, considering it reduces the amount of milk, I would assume it also probably changes the nutritional value. I mean, that's like, there's like the two big things that they researched on the dairy cattle: nutritional value in milk, and how much milk, and methane emissions. So, anyways, so the seaweed contains a nutrient that cattle need, but the only way cattle get it is through the bacteria that eats the hydrogen and CO2 in their stomachs. But they eat that, they produce this nutrient, but they also spit out methane. So seaweed contains that nutrient that we can give to the cows, bypassing the bacteria, and so then the cows just generate a lot more hydrogen.
So now we're gonna have hydrogen pollution.
I don't think we'll have hydrogen pollution. I don't think that's a real problem.
It could be a concern though.
How I don't extra hydrogen doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Kaboom!
Well, you're gonna need a lot of it.
Well, there aren't a lot of cows, you know.
That is true. There are a lot of cows. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, cows are.
How many cows does it take to blow up the earth?
There's a video idea.
That's the title.
Holy crap! Livestock are responsible for 14.5% of humanity's greenhouse gas emissions. 14% from these cute guys. Can you believe that? Well, and like sheep, pigs, and chickens and fish, but
No, the title should be Atomic Cow Bomb.
that's what we titled this. The second segment, Atomic Cow Bomb. I was gonna do James Webb because we're gonna talk about James Webb here again, but this will work. Maybe I'll use Atomic Cow Bomb. I'll use James Webb for the main one again. No, maybe not. I don't know. Oh well, James Webb. Every time we should have done a video on James Webb. Not a stream, but,
you said it. You said it was so like you didn't really seem to care about it.
No, but you know what? You were completely right, and I was wrong. We should have done it because every single time I mentioned JWST in a video title, the video did better. So you were absolutely right. I was absolutely wrong, and I wish I had listened to you.
You gotta jump on the trending train.
Yep. So
James Webb is trending. You gotta jump on it.
Yep. You were absolutely correct. I was wrong, and you can hold that over me for like a month.
A month.
Until we come up with a new idea for a trending video. The Bortle video came out. I know you haven't seen it, but anyways, Atomic Cow Bomb. Okay. Anyways, James Webb, the sun shield have been in place and have been tensioned. Big steps. Now it's onto the mirror, which is probably the scariest part in my. Well, I don't know. I guess.
No, I think the scariest part will be those. What is it? 22 minutes or whatever. After we take our first snapshot, waiting for the photo to come back
It's
and
not
have
that
it come back blurry
Well, I mean,
because something was misaligned.
I mean, there's a good chance they will come back blurry because we have to figure out the focus first.
No.
But that is a good point. Yeah, that it's only 1,000,000 miles away. Is it 20 minutes?
Only 1,000,000. I don't know. What? I just said that number. I just threw a number out.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it is not.
I'm sure
that would put it at Mars.
It might be minutes. I don't know.
Well, how far is a light second?
Oh, didn't I tell you that? What was it? I did some calculation, and what was it I found? I think it was.
It takes 10 seconds.
No. I want to say, was it the orbit of the moon in miles is equal to the L2 point in kilometers? Or vice versa? It was one of the two.
Well, kilometers would be more than miles.
No, but it was equal.
Right. So
So
the orbit of the moon in kilometers.
The orbit in miles.
The orbit of the moon in kilometers.
In miles.
No, kilometers.
Kilometers.
Would be the same as the orbit of L2 in
No, not
miles.
the orbit, the distance to L2.
Oh. Yeah. Either way, it's still yes.
The orbit of L2 is obviously larger, but no, what I'm saying is that they're both 1.5 million.
Oh.
1.5 billion kilometers.
Oh, kilometers. I was going to say.
Is the orbit of. Let me go and look at it.
Well, either way, anyways, it'll be.
But that was equal to 1.5 miles. The distance, which was 1.5 miles, that was the distance to L2 or something like that.
Anyways, James Webb's going to be under like 8 light seconds.
It's a funny coincidence.
It is interesting. Yeah, it is kind of funny. It'll be just over 5 light seconds away. Hello?
What?
James.
It's just over.
You see my screen?
Wait, it's 8 light seconds away?
No, just over 5.
Oh, just over 5.
Yeah, because it's going to be 1,000,000 miles, and light can go 186,000.
150. Light can go 150 in 8 seconds.
150. What?
Isn't the distance from Earth to the Sun 150 million kilometers?
That's minutes. The sun is 8 light minutes, but L2 will be at like 8 seconds.
Oh, 8 seconds.
Well, 5. The distance, 1 light second is 186,000 miles.
186,282.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here. But I mean, you multiply that, so you take, 1,000,000, divide it by that, you get over 5. Like 6 light seconds.
Yeah, just take 200,000, or take 1,000,000 divided by 200,000.
Well, I mean,
roughly 5.
It's
in some change.
It's going to be more than 5.
5 seconds and some change.
Actually, it'll be just over 6.
Fine, you have another cent.
Well, no, literally, because you have 20, so you're missing, so if you took 100, if you just took 200,000 miles, right, times 5, however, we only have 180, So, and for each one of those seconds, you were missing 20,000 miles. That was 5 seconds. 5 times 20 is 100. So therefore, you get 6.
Yeah. I know you can account for the error.
Anyways, yeah. So that's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Anyways, yeah. So now they're moving on to the mirror, which is it's gonna be so cool. It's too bad we don't have any cameras on it. Like there were people asking NASA, like, do you have any cameras on James Webb? It doesn't sound like it. And you want to know why though? They don't have any cameras on James Webb.
Because you can just take a picture from Earth.
Well, no, you can't.
What do you mean?
James Webb isn't big enough for that.
What do you mean it's not big enough?
Well, it's really far away.
Yeah, but no, like you can, when you have your image from the telescope, can't you just screenshot it?
No, what? No, anyways, no, like people wanted to see like pictures of the telescope in space or whatever, like a picture of the mirrors or a picture of the sun shields, that kind of thing. And my theory is, so James Webb was completed in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And they've just been testing it for the past 5 years. So but Mars 2020, so Perseverance that landed in 2020, has all kinds of cameras. We got cameras on the drone. We got China's rover they just dropped had all kinds of cameras as well. So camera tech has gotten a lot cheaper than when James Webb was originally built. So when they originally planned James Webb, cameras were really expensive. So they didn't bother to like cram a ton on there. Like we're talking like 2012 Mars rover technology here. Which had like no cameras on it. I mean, it has a lot, but like compared to like Mars 20, compared to Perseverance, no. Anyways, so that's my theory, is that it's like, oh, they would be able, if they could add them now, but you know.
What good is a camera? It seems like a camera is kind of a waste when you have this telescope.
Well, no, like, we just want to see pictures of, like, the sun shield and stuff. Obviously, on the other side of the sun shield, the mirror side, you're not going to see anything. That is one issue.
No, but how are you going to take a picture of the telescope and you think there's enough starlight bouncing off of it to get you an image? Do you know how long of an exposure time you're going to need to take?
I mean, think about when we were out west.
We also had the atmosphere to reflect all that light back into the camera. Because it's reflecting off the ground, back off the atmosphere, and back into the lens.
I don't think that... Whatever. Anyways.
Isn't it right or no?
No.
No?
Why do you think we have... Why do you think we put telescopes in space? Because taking pictures on Earth sucks.
Yeah, because you have all this extra atmospheric light that drowns out the dimmest of the stars.
Right. I mean, you could... Oh, I definitely think you... Yeah, actually, you're probably right in that sense. Never mind. Yeah, now I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, now I see. Yeah. Because we were still able to read my license plate. Now I understand. And in space, it would be pretty much... See, I am so jealous of James Webb. I want to be out there at L2. I want to see how dark it is. Like, can I see my hand in front of my face? Can I read a license plate?
No.
Well, actually, yes, you would be able to.
How?
Depends what side of the sun shield you're on.
Oh, what? We're talking about you're on the dark side.
Well, yeah, in that case. Well, actually, I wonder, because that sun shield's designed for thermal radiation, not visible light. Obviously, you're not going to let visible light through, But like it's bigger than the mirror, but I mean when you look at the photos, I still feel like you're gonna get a lot of overlap. You're still gonna get light leaking in. Visible light. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean I don't know. Either way, I'm jealous of James Webb. I kind of. You need a way to block out the sun better than a tennis court sized mat. Because I feel like for visible light, that's not enough. What did Google just say?
Hello.
I don't know what she said. Either way, James Webb, really cool. Let me send a text real quick. It was very good. The manager left early.
How many more stars you could see on the night part of the moon?
Probably not that many more than.
You think so?
Well, it would really depend on like.
Because I thought, because as you go higher and higher in elevation, there's less and less atmosphere to scatter the light.
Right, but like those stars that were getting scattered, I mean, to the human eye, it's like, were you going to see those anyways?
I suppose.
That I mean, we'd have to ask an expert. Somebody who's like done lots of stargazing to be able to tell us, oh yeah, you could see more stars.
What was it? Was it Apollo? It was one of the. It was several Apollo missions. I think it was 8 and 13. They. What was it? Well, no, because I think it depended what time of the year they did it. When they went around the Earth, or when they went to the moon, they ended up having to take an orbit around the moon, or whatever, so they could return back to Earth.
Yeah.
And they went on the night part of the moon, because they landed on the moon during the day, so there'd be light to do their experiments. You know,
right?
Because they were there on the moon for like 8 hours. So they landed on the moon when the moon was in the sunlight. And
wait, I thought they were on the moon for a lot longer than that.
About 8 hours.
I thought like the future missions, they were there for like a day.
I don't know. Well, I'm just referencing Apollo 11.
Oh yeah, Apollo 11.
I don't know about 15 and 16. Apollo 11, they're on there for about 8 hours. And one of the other Apollo missions, they went around the moon. And one of the astronauts reported saying that he saw more stars than he'd ever seen. I mean, I don't know what city he grew up in, but he saw more stars than he'd ever seen in his whole life. Because the problem is the human eye is similar to a camera, and that when they were on the daylight part of the moon, the reflection of the sunlight off the lunar surface overwhelmed the nighttime sky.
Right.
And so, even though there was no atmosphere, they still could not really make out very many stars because the lunar surface was so bright.
Right. That's why you don't see any stars in any of the videos.
That's why you don't see any stars in any of the photos. But the astronauts have the same experience.
Right.
So if you put yourself there, it's not just the camera; it's your eyes as well.
Right.
The lunar surface overexposes everything to both the camera and your eye.
Anyways.
Because, I mean, your brain does have... Because, I mean, your eyes have a brain, but that doesn't... The surface is too bright.
Anyways. So, before we move to the third segment, I went and looked it up. Apollo 17. Makes sense. That was the last one. They logged 7 hours on the moon. just walking around, and 22 hours just being on the lunar surface. I bet you the first mission back in like 2025, I bet you they will be on the moon for a few days. Hello?
Yeah, possible.
I mean, this mission is going to be is so expensive, and like, I guarantee they're going to spend days on the moon. But
Yeah.
oh, I guess I did stop sharing my screen. Anyways,